What's going on, everybody? So, we got quite the story here. It's actually quite interesting because I am definitely interested in this topic. But regardless, Lake Mead out here is a man made lake that we've had here forever, as long as I know. And the lake has been dropping levels, immensely dropping levels. I'm actually getting ready to post a video on the levels that it's dropped. But in regards to the water drop, out here in Las Vegas, our casinos used to be ran by the mob, the mafia. And you know what they were doing out here. They was not being good. They were good, but they were being bad too. So, everybody's always had this theory that there's dead bodies under Lake Mead. And I personally refuse to go in that water because I'm afraid there's bodies in Lake Mead. So I don't go in there. The last time I've been in that lake was one time. It was so long ago. It was the first time, and I refused to ever go back because I just felt ugh. But regardless of that, shocking twist after cops say remains found in barrel by lake linked to the mob, and sinking waters could reveal more. So what happened was on Sunday, there was a group of people that were at Lake Mead, and the launching pad where you normally launch off is like they keep having to extend it out, 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 out. Well, the water levels have dropped, and these people came across a barrel that was, all rusted and stuck in the mud, and they seen a skeleton in there. Okay, now some remains found in a barrel by a lake are reportedly linked to the mafia, presenting cops with a shocking twist in the investigation. Now, sinking waters at Lake Mead, which is about 40 miles east of Las Vegas and borders Nevada and Arizona, could reveal even more revelations. Human skeletal remains found along Lake Mead near Las Vegas are thought to date back to a homicide about 4 decades ago. Credit of Getty. Las Vegas police confirmed human skeletal remains found in a metal barrel along Lake Mead's receding shoreline were those of a man who was killed in the mid 1970s to early 80s. The gruesome find by a group of people walking along the shoreline on May 1st was in part due to Mother Nature. An ongoing drought in the area caused the lake's waterline to recede, exposing the barrel, according to Lieutenant Ray Spencer. Shauna Hollister, a witness to the discovery, told KLAS TV, "My husband walked over and found the body. His shirt and belt were the only things we could see over his decomposing bones." Witnesses called the National Park Service, which responded and confirmed the remains were human. Spencer says investigators believe the man died from a gunshot wound. He also told the Times that detectives will definitely not rule out that the victim's death could have been mafia related. Well, of course, when you're in that time frame of era and considering Las Vegas and who ran it back then, of course you would think that. That's what I would think. Police believe the death, being investigated as a homicide, happened about 4 decades ago, based on the clothing and footwear the remains were found with. So they found some Kmart shoes on him. Kmart, like, literally, they still existed, but back then, you know what I'm saying? I guess they could tell by his shoes. So experts at the University of Nevada have been tasked with helping to identify the remains and determine the age of the metal on the barrel, according to Spencer. While working on the story of the discovery of the first barrel, the first, yes, they found a second barrel close by and alerted the police. It turned out to be empty, which tells me that if there was somebody in there, they might be still in the water. Yuck. If the drought persists and the lake waters continue to recede, Lieutenant Spencer said, it is not unlikely that more bodies will be exposed. Spencer says due to lack of DNA collection in the 1970s and 80s, any DNA collected from the bones will likely require extensive genealogy work. Water levels in Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the United States, which is formed by the Hoover Dam River and sits about 24 miles from Las Vegas, have reached their lowest levels since 1971. We pay for your stories, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's crazy, right? They found this body, and I was going to see. Oh, here's the thing about the Kmart shoes. Hold on one second, let me see. Las Vegas cops believe Kmart shoes indicate that a man found stuffed in the barrel at the bottom of shrinking Lake Mead was shot during the 70s or 80s. A bathtub ring is visible. God dang it. Go back. A bathtub ring is visible during low water levels due to the western drought on July 19th, 2021, as seen from the Hoover Dam at Lake Mead near Las Vegas. So you see that right there? See the white, and you see the dark up top? That's how much the water level has dropped. Isn't that crazy? The water is getting so low. I have a story about that too, but we'll get into that later. They say a body recently found stuffed inside a rust-covered metallic barrel at the bottom of a fast-fading lake belongs to a man who was shot in the 80s or whatever. Let's see. They found the barrel near Hemingway Harbor at Lake Mead National Recreation Center. The discovery came just after 3 p.m. on the day in question after a witness reported seeing a body inside the container, the agency said in a statement obtained by the Review Journal. Homicide is responding to an event near the main marina launch ramp where we believe a dead body has been found. The Las Vegas Police Department told the news NBC. I have no further details at this time. This is an investigation that is in its infancy. Since then, the investigation had moved forward apace. Police now believe the man in the barrel was wearing shoes and clothes that were sold at Kmart during the middle and late 1970s. Giving police a time frame that suggests he was killed between then and the early 80s. One witness on the lake that day described the gruesome find. We were loading up the boat and a woman actually saw it first and screamed, Shauna told the Review Journal. So my husband went to check it out and he confirmed it was a body. My husband heard a woman scream and then he went to look and found the body in a very deteriorated 50-gallon drum, Hollister elaborated. And he found a man that was mostly bones except for some of his shirt and belt showing. Local police arrived after park rangers called them in. There was a person out at the lake and noticed a barrel that was stuck in the mud. The discovery was actually precipitated by a dearth of precipitation in the region where water levels at Lake Mead, the country's largest reservoir, have been declining precipitously since 2000. There was a slight uptick in 2011, but the overall trajectory has been downward for, several decades. So, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the water level has dropped so much over the last 30 to 40 years that where the person was located, if a person were to drop the barrel in the water and it sinks, they are never going to find it unless the water level drops, Spencer explained. The water level has dropped and made the barrel visible. The barrel did not move. It was not like the barrel washed up. That was the second one. The coroner's office is currently trying to determine the identity of the man found in the barrel. We do have some items that were recovered inside the barrel, Spencer added in the comments Review Journal. We're going to see if we can make a link to terms in terms of identification. It is a very uphill battle trying to get the victim identified and solve the case. We're going to try to reach out to UNLV and have a scientist give us an estimate regarding the corrosion of the barrel, looking at the marine life to solidify a timeline, the lieutenant added. So, yeah, it's just, there's the one sticking out of the water seat right here. And then right there, that second picture, where they have it blurred, that's the actual body that's in there, but you can't see it because they blocked it out. So, yeah, this is pretty interesting. I've always had an interest in the mafia and the mob and all that stuff, but, I mean, this is kind of gruesome, but at the same time, we all knew what they were doing. So, I just wanted to show you guys this and let you know our water levels are dropping immensely, and we're actually going through a really bad drought right now out here. The water is going, and pretty soon it's going to be gone if they don't do something quick. So, anyways, I just want to share that with you. I will talk to you later. Peace.